The mafia boss James was taking his crew to a 5-star hotel for dinner, but he ends up seeing a little boy John getting kicked out by the staff. The kind boss immediately stops the staff. Then he crouches down and asks John what is going on. John tearfully says he and his sister have not eaten for 3 days, so he came here hoping to grab leftovers people did not finish. After hearing him out, James sees his younger self who used to be just as hungry and broke, so he pulls out some cash and hands it to John, telling him to use it for his family. Before leaving, he tells John his name is James, and says if he is ever hungry he can eat here for free. James' kindness left a deep mark on John. John swears he will one day repay this kindness, and James never imagined that this small act of kindness would bring him an unexpected reward 10 years later. After returning to the office with his crew, the enforcement team shows up, planning to arrest him for illegal fundraising. Seeing his panicked underling, James instantly realizes the mess was caused by him. To save his underling's future, he hands over his securities account money for him to hold. Then he willingly takes the fall and goes to prison, but he never expected this was all a carefully planned setup by his own man. 10 years pass in a flash. James finally serves his sentence and walks out free, but none of his old brothers are there to meet him. He goes back to that same restaurant hoping to find them, but right at the door he runs into the same underling who framed him. He quickly drags him back to the office, demanding the $30 million savings he was supposed to keep safe, but the underling says he lost everything in stocks and can do nothing about it. James is furious after hearing this, because that money was meant for his daughter. Seeing the underling act so shameless with zero guilt, James has no choice but to ask him for a job and somewhere to stay, but the underling agrees on the surface, and secretly orders his men to make James clean shoes at the entrance. Little does he know he is about to pay a heavy price for his betrayal, because the boy John James once helped is now a $1 trillion CEO, and he also learns that James has been released, so he immediately drives to that restaurant looking for him. Meanwhile, a waiter brings James to the hotel entrance, saying there are no available jobs inside, so he can only polish shoes for passing guests. James cannot believe his once life and death brother would humiliate him like this, but then he remembers he just got out of prison and has nowhere to go, so he can only swallow his humiliation and sit down at the shoe shine stand. Just then, the waiter goes even further and casually sticks his foot out, but James silently takes all of it without saying a word. Right then, the former third brother shows up at the hotel. The moment he walks in, he asks where the boss is. James quickly stands up trying to reunite with him. He thought the third brother would still respect him like before, but even this so-called loyal guy turned out just like the others. He already betrayed him and showed zero respect. He even humiliates James by sticking his foot out for a shoe shine. Just then, the underling walks out of the hotel, mocking and asking how James' shoe shining skills are. The third brother immediately joins in and mocks James. At this point, James' bottled up rage finally explodes. He stands up furious and calls out these two ungrateful snakes, but the underling shows zero guilt, saying the past is over, and now he is the boss here. James says he took the fall for 10 years, and this is how they repay him, but the underling says he was just too stupid to believe in brotherhood. That line finally makes James see their true ugly faces, but thinking about his helpless daughter, he still swallows his pride and begs for his original savings back. The underling deliberately humiliates him and says he must kneel in public first. For his daughter's future, James grits his teeth and kneels down, but the underling never planned to return the money. He has James beaten right there on the spot, then throws him $300 in insult. James screams asking for his $30 million back, but the underling kicks him away, and not satisfied, he orders